Hey everybody, welcome back. My name's Ken.
And my name is Richard.
And this is Don't Blame Jesus. Today we are talking about, does a pastor need a private jet?
Yeah, and we're going to say no.
Okay, good.
We're going to start with that. No.
I was hoping that's where you were going with it.
No, I mean, maybe they want to paint a picture and make a story about they got to have a plane.
Yeah.
Because they like the plane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the math and everything, it just absolutely doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. And so we're gonna look at one person, an example. Obviously, Kenneth Copeland's running around doing the same thing, but his buddy Jesse Duplantis has given us a whole treasure trove of just garbage to look at, and then we're gonna see. Maybe what are some better options, some smarter things to be able to do? Let's just dive in. Let's go for it.
All right. Well, the first thing you brought was a story from CBS Mornings.
Yeah, do it.
Boy, right out in front of the public, kind of embarrassing. Here we go.
A Louisiana televangelist is asking his followers for donations to buy a $54 million private jet. Jesse Duplantis runs a church outside New Orleans and also reaches out worldwide. More than 750,000 people watch his sermons online and follow his ministry's Facebook page. He is the second prominent televangelist this year to preach the virtues of a private plane. Tony Copeland is here with why Duplantis insists he needs the jet. Tony, good morning.
Good morning. It's a good question because the ministry already has a jet.
Okay.
They've had 3, in fact, but Duplantis says he needs this new one to be able to go anywhere around the world in a single stop in order to spread the gospel to as many people as possible.
We want that 7X. We're believing God for it.
In a video posted to his website last week, televangelist Jesse Duplantis says God told him he needs the new Falcon 7X jet.
That if Jesus was physically on the earth today, he wouldn't be riding a donkey. Think about that for a minute. He'd be in an airplane preaching the gospel all over the world.
Reaction to this multi-million-dollar request has been mixed on the ministry's Facebook page. One person wrote, "I am ashamed I ever listened to a word you had to say." Another posted, "I believe Pastor Jesse will have his plane, and that is the way God has planned it." Duplantis is not the first minister to preach the gospel of private flying.
If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane, you cannot stop me.
In 2015, Creflo Dollar asked his suburban Atlanta congregation for a new Gulfstream G650. His ministry settled for a used one.
Father, we thank you so.
And this past January, Texas-based televangelist Kenneth Copeland announced the blessing of a new multi-million-dollar Gulfstream 5. Copeland and Duplantis both defended using private jets in 2015.
The world is in such a shape, we can't get there without this.
Sunday morning, I was in Boston, Massachusetts. Monday, I was in New Orleans. Tuesday, I was in Chicago.
The Lord says how we treat the poor is how we're going to be judged.
Jim Wallace is the founder of Sojourners, a prominent Christian community.
Stories of pastors and private jets are not the best way of exemplifying what we mean by following Jesus.
We don't know how much Jesse Duplantis' ministry has raised so far, and we are unable to reach him or anyone at his ministry for comment. Duplantis says that the 3 planes they've owned have been purchased in cash, and he hopes to do the same with this one. If you're going to buy a private plane, I think cash purchases is the way to go.
Well, of course. Is there any other way, Tony DeCoppel? I applaud you for doing that story with a straight face.
Did I? I don't think I did.
Because it's not like the minister said, I would like one, or could you help me out? But he said, I need one.
He acknowledges
That's
some
different.
people don't believe preachers should have a private jet, but he believes in using all outlets.
All right.
Well,
okay.
Jesus said to his disciples, don't even take a second tunic. So he didn't even get to private planes.
We'll see how this turns out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
dude, that just hurts.
Yes. I need. What does that remind? What does that remind you of?
Yeah.
I need it.
Here we go.
No, look at him in really bad shape. Come on, please,
Bob,
please.
Bob.
Give me. I need. Give me, please. All right.
That's totally what it reminds me of.
That is so hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Well, here, and I do want to say one thing at this point. where it's like, I need this to be able to, and I think it was the Kenneth Copeland who was saying that he needed it to the state of the world, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I can't even get there without this.
Yeah, well, and I was just hearing you talking about flying to Russia when you did, a missions trip over there, and I've done missions in South America and the Caribbean and China and in Europe, and I didn't need a private jet.
No, you flew on coach. I was sitting between a couple people like this for 14 hours, just the way it goes. Then you get there and you get on the subway or you get in a bus and you go to the next place.
I did get to go business class
to
China. That was nice.
Oh,
but even so, that's still nowhere near the money of buying a private jet or even needing you just don't need it. And so, and I had heard recently of like pastors setting up like their appointments or whatever, or like I plan a church so many, thousands of miles away so that I have to fly back and forth. And then,
boy, all this flying, it really would make sense if I had a private jet.
It's just like,
nope, you're flying Spirit Air with everyone else. How about that? Just go to Southwest Airlines and fight for your seat like everyone else, dude. That's what you need to do.
There'd be nothing wrong with that. We're going to go through and look at a few more of different things that he has said. We're going to come up with some numbers. We're going to look at some alternatives. And then we're going to look at, maybe just better ways for Christians to spend their money rather than sending it to him.
Well, in that article, or that in the first story from CBS Mornings, it said on the screen $54 million for this jet. Dude, $54 million. I mean, you could build like a sports complex, you could build something enormous to benefit like a community or something.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you had
crazy.
I mean, I can't imagine what a $54 million church that was like church and food pantry.
Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
That would be amazing. Well, you could probably you still have money left over. And the other thing too is like, because they're like going, my congregation is the world. Well, and you're going, well, if all these people can see you online, there's no reason why you have to go and fly all the way over there. If all they're going to do is get to hear you say what you're going to you're going to say.
Come on, if you can deceive them over the internet, what the heck do you need to be in person to try and deceive them, right? Yeah. That's just a waste of time. You're already deceiving them. Just stay where you are.
Unless you're going to conferences, putting on conferences, getting paid honorariums and getting. I don't know if we put the one in here where it's like, I'm not going to let the people go until. We get 20.
Mercifully, no. We had the $20,000 one in here.
There's another one where it's like, because he's at some sort of speaking event.
Yeah.
And like, basically nobody can go home until I get, and that was I forgot I wanted to do this. Do you remember in Johnny Carson when he had, was it the Great Karnak or the Amazing Karnak, right? And so he'd hold up an envelope and so I wanted to do that today, where I'd hold up an envelope and put it on my forehead and say, I need to keep people after so that they can give money. And then you open up the envelope, and the envelope would be, what will you do for people whose wallets are so heavy that it's hurting their backs?
Gonna help some people. I'm gonna help some people. I'm that kind of guy. I'm that kind of nice. I'm gonna help them out. I'm gonna help them out.
Yeah, if your wallet's making you uncomfortable because it's too thick, then let me help you. Oh my gosh, let's go to the next one.
Yeah. Okay. So this one is Jesse Duplantis says he's been in 3 plane crashes.
Immediately you are assigned a guardian angel. And I personally believe that my guardian angel has asked for reassignment several times because I mean, before I would say, oh, God. I mean, he's protecting me. And I've had the Lord tell me the devil will try to kill you three times this year. And I've been down on 3 airplane crashes. And let me tell you something, a Baptist will speak in tongues when you're going down on it. You got nobody fighting you on a doctrine. And that's why I bought my own plane. I said, wait a minute, I got to make sure that something is safe here.
Stop the cap.
Teacher told me otherwise. Yeah. So you want to tell me what happened? You want to try it again?
No way. No way. I want to see the receipts. Your crack is whack.
Yeah, and I do want to see the receipts because I looked it up trying to find out about these 3 plane crashes. I come up with nothing.
Yeah, you'd think if he was in a plane crash, it'd be on the news.
Yes,
famous pastor Jesse Duplantis almost killed in a plane crash.
Almost killed again. Almost killed for the 3rd time.
Seems like the number 3.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna do an episode of if you hear. This at your church, run. Right. And there's a certain part where there are pastors out there who are, unscrupulous and who will just make up any kind of story if it will. Yeah. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. So I can't find anything about any of these plane crashes. I would love to see the receipts. I don't believe it. I don't believe that it happened.
No. Here's another one where Jesse Duplantis is begging for $20 million.
If you'll stand to your feet, you that are watching all over the world, thank you. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I have so many people. I'm going to believe God for 20,000 people to give $1,000. That's $20 million, and I'm going to take 8 of it and give it to Kathy to build that, what do they call that thing? Event center. In fact, I think now Richie, I think now we're going to start doing the plans. Am I correct in that? Then the other 8,000, I'm going to use to build another. I got to build another hangar. I'm always ahead. I'm 10 years ahead. I believed God for 7,000 people to give $1,000 for this, and we got 9,000 people that did it. You know why? I forgot that I needed grass. I was just trying to get in the building, man. And you need landscaping, and man, landscaping is expensive. And God brought in $2 million. There's $2 million worth of landscaping out here and all that kind of stuff on there. I didn't know I needed, but it was there.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, an $8 million hangar. I don't know how much steel buildings run, but I don't think they're $8 million for a giant steel building.
For $8 million, you could cover a football field. I mean,
yeah.
You wouldn't get like a. You wouldn't get like a pro stadium by any stretch, but you could cover like an indoor football stadium or something. I mean, that's a lot of square footage.
It is a lot. It is a lot of square footage, and the whole thing of like, I need $20 million for grass.
Well, he needed $2 spare million for grass. It was landscaping.
Yeah.
I mean, I know landscaping is expensive, but like that better like include like maintenance for the entire 10 years or something.
Yeah, and when he's bragging about, I'm thinking 10 years ahead. I don't know how old he is. I should look that up. Like he might not have another 10 years of whatever he's thinking because, he's an old guy who's been. Bilking people out of money for a long time.
I can't imagine.
Now,
and the thing that really makes me question why he's obviously got metric tons of money.
Right.
Why is that not enough, dude?
No, why is it not enough? Why do you need more? What's the draw for people listening to because I'll say his gospels, because there's nothing in there. As I've listened to his stuff, that smells like the real gospel.
Yeah.
Did we already have? Let's see, the one about. Did we do the one about the jet where he's saying that Jesus would have been flying a jet? Have we done?
Oh that one? that was the first in the first article.
Yeah. It was because he misses the entire thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Jesus rides in on a donkey. Why does he ride in on the donkey? Because he could have ridden in on a white stallion like a conqueror, right?
Yeah.
When he comes back again, in I want to say Revelation either 18 or 19. I think it's 19. When he comes back, He's riding on a white horse, and he's coming back to conquer. And so, but when he came the first time, it's all about humility. Mm-hmm. He wanted to make sure that the gospel was accessible to everyone. Mm-hmm. The gospel is simple. I mean, it's maybe it's not easy for us to accept, but God did the heavy lifting. God did the lifting. We can't claim any part of it, ourselves. But the humility that was there with Jesus, okay, because he wasn't trying to set up a kingdom, and he, wasn't demanding his rights, and he wasn't doing all these different things. And then we see this other thing and going, doesn't smell the same.
No, it doesn't smell like righteousness with contentment is great gain.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't smell like foxes have holes, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. It doesn't. Yeah. These do not.
No, they don't. They don't mix. They don't mix. Let's go. We'll go ahead and go on to the next one.
All right.
Oh, it's this house.
Oh man, here we go. This is a particularly offensive. Here we go.
So bad.
My daughter told me the other day, Daddy, I have never seen you sick.
Never.
She's 40 years old. I said, we tried sick. We didn't like it. We tried broke, and we will never do that again as long as we ever live. Because when you don't know, everything I've touched has prospered.
Talk about the house.
I live in the biggest house in the state of Louisiana.
Say it again.
I have the biggest house of any preacher in America.
Tell them what you named the house.
I have a name to my house, La Maison de Rêve, the house of dreams. You want to know how big it is?
Yes!
It's 40,000 square foot.
Oh yes!
It's not to show off. And it is a plantation home.
Did he say plantation?
And it is a mansion. And what makes a mansion a mansion? Big.
Big.
Good grief. Yeah. So it's a $55 million home that he has.
Yeah.
40,000 square feet. Yeah. I've been in large churches that are 10,000 square feet.
Like seriously.
So, and it's like the upkeep on that much space. I mean, you gotta have staff to be able to, whatever. Like, why?
I guarantee he's not doing the vacuuming.
No, I don't. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure that there's hospitals that are smaller than 40,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Which is actually, actually helping people. I can't imagine that his building is being used for anything that's helpful. So $55 million.
Wow, dude. Come on.
And I just got to go, what a waste. For what? How many people? Well, so he mentioned that so he's married and he's had at least a daughter. I don't know how many other kids he's had, but obviously he doesn't need that. It's not like he's a foster parent and the place is filled.
Right.
That he's bringing in, orphans and widows to, good golly. All right. So what is it? 45 acres?
Yeah. 45 acres of land, 34,986 square feet, 11 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, high-end amenities such as a movie theater, swimming pool, bowling alley, and a private landing strip for his jet.
Right. And we already heard that he wants to have another $8 million
for a new
hangar for his $54 million jet.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. What just
marble floors, high ceilings, luxurious furnishings. Holy cow, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. This is just a disgusting display of wealth. Oh, and I did hear in another one where he was bragging about, I want to say 22 chandeliers, and he was bragging that his chandeliers were worth more than most people's houses.
Well, look, here's
like a single chandelier was worth more than
here's
houses.
four pictures. He got a chandelier in every single one of these.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy, dude.
You know what? I'm gonna let you know a secret. I don't want a chandelier.
Yeah, no.
No, because then you got to like take all the stuff down and dust it and clean it.
And how many bulbs are in that thing?
Oh, I don't know. It's a giant waste. Of
Always
energy.
got a bulb out. I hate that.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Look at that sprawling.
Yeah.
Man, it's enormous.
Yeah.
Enormous.
Yeah. And it's what are they using that extra, all that extra acreage for? You know, is it, you know, are you growing crops to be able to give out to people and feed them? I mean, it just doesn't seem like, yeah, it just seems like a giant waste. He's not a farmer, right? No. Where he needs to have the land, and yeah, just gross, Okay, so I think we're up to math time right now. Okay. All right. So, okay, you got a calculator?
On my phone. Let me get it out here.
Right,
I'm going to put this back into like minimize mode since it's white.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to a calculator.
Okay.
To my former teacher, yes, I have a calculator in my pocket all the time.
All the time. Exactly. You'll never have a calculator. Yes, we will.
Yeah, we will.
And a flashlight.
And a video camera and a photo camera and access to all the internet and the entire universe. It's like, okay, let's go.
I have dictionary or encyclopedias in my pocket.
All of it. I got all the knowledge of human history.
Okay. All right. So let's use the number, the 54 million.
Okay. Do I need to punch in all the zeros, or can I just leave off the zeros just because like peasants? Who needs all the zeros?
We're gonna do a bunch of division.
Okay. So 54 million. Okay, I got it.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the plane.
That's the plane.
Plus 55 for the plantation.
55 equals 109 million.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's make it 117 million because we'll add that 8.
Oh, that other 8. Okay,
so for the hangar that he needs for the new plane.
It's so important, dude. I don't know how you could skimp on that.
No, exactly.
You know?
I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well go ahead. I mean, good golly, I can't imagine with a steel building like that, all the extra whatever that you would. That he feels that he would need.
I wonder, do I have? Yeah, I got that. I got the app on my
okay.
desktop.
There we go.
All right.
So
let me do it again here.
So we were up to 117.
I don't know if I can make this any bigger. That's pretty small.
Okay, so 117 million.
117 Okay, 117 million.
Okay, all right. And so, okay.
I want Jesus to just like be looking right at it. He's scowling. He's looking right at it going, this is not okay. This is not okay. Okay.
All right. So we're going to divide that.
Okay.
Okay, because this money doesn't just appear out of nothing. He's gimme. I need.
Right. Like, these are all donations.
These are donations.
All of them.
Yeah. Maybe he sells some books, but not enough that.
Right. He's not earning a living selling books. He's earning a living
by going around and by doing this, by doing his gospel, telling people God will give to you if you give to me, which how is, yeah.
The same old lies. They still work. If they didn't work, it would disappear.
It's gross. Okay, so we're going to divide that by an hourly wage, and okay, so it's less than $8 right now is the federal minimum wage. Okay. Right. We won't use that number.
That's too low.
That's too low.
It's too low for a servant of God. Come on, let's be honest.
I'm not talking about him as the servant of God. I'm talking about the people who were donating.
Oh, right.
Okay. So let's say that they make like 3 times the minimum wage. Let's say that they're at $20 an hour.
Okay.
After taxes.
Okay.
So that they would be making closer to like 25 or something like that.
Okay. So divided by 20?
Yeah, divide by 20.
Okay, we're going to divide by 20 hours.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. 5,850,000 hours.
Okay. All right. And so let's put that into work week. Let's go with a 40-hour work week.
Okay, so divided by 40 hours.
Yeah.
Divided by 40 equals
Okay.
146,250 work weeks.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and then divide that. How many weeks out of the year are we going to say that these people will work? 50?
Yeah, 50. I mean, everyone will work 52. They might get paid for their vacation. They might not. So let's just assume they're not getting paid for their vacation.
Okay.
And it's 50.
50. Okay.
Okay. So then we'll divide by 50 weeks a year.
Okay.
2,925.
Okay. And I looked this up. The average worker works 44 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. That's their entire work life.
Yeah. Okay. Divided by 44. All right.
So we're talking 66 lifetimes.
Man.
66 people. If they gave their entire life, it would take 66 people to do what he's asking.
Wow, 66 lifetimes of slavery.
Yes.
For his personal enjoyment.
Yes. How is that not? I mean, it's
offensive.
It's offensive.
Really
and
offensive.
It's like
it really is.
The people are slaving away for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it was forced, I mean, how is that not like slavery or I want to say human sacrifice, because this is giving sacrificially.
Sure, but they're doing it because he lied and said that if they do it, they'll be blessed.
Right. And he's saying that, well, God's telling him.
Right.
Which is like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. Which
I don't
God,
think,
my dude?
Yeah.
Mammon, maybe?
Yeah. Because it's so egregiously wasteful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, one thing that I did look up. Okay. Now let's say it wasn't a prosperity gospel. Okay. Let's just push that off to the side, like the entire just grossness of that entire like ministry mindset, whatever. Let's say, because I did look at his calendar. And so he goes to all these different churches, and there's live streams available, which they probably charge for the live streams of whatever. And I don't know. Yeah, there is registration, so my guess is there's probably tickets and stuff.
If it's a conference, heck yeah,
that you're going to have to go in and that you're going to have to go and do. Okay, let's say, you needed to go and to visit a bunch of different churches. In the Old West, right, there was circuit riders, okay? And these were pastors who were on horseback, right? And maybe they're smaller communities. They couldn't afford to have a full-time pastor. So the guy would go, and he would go and go and do these different ones, okay? That's legitimate. And in fact, there's still people who do that in other countries.
Right. Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about native missionaries and stuff. But let's say here in the United States, where you had you have a ministry that's scaled up enough that you have to go and visit these different churches. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's all legitimate. Okay. You're actually preaching the real gospel. Okay. Mm-hmm. You still don't need a private jet, right? If you plan it well, okay, I don't see. I mean, and if you needed like transportation and a certain level of luxury, right? Let's say you needed something and like you get back. Well, I want to say get on the bus. Like if you had to have a personalized bus, get on the bus, you sleep on the bus, you arrive at the next place. Because obviously people who go and tour, right?
Sure.
Rock bands go and they they sleep on the bus and they arrive at their next place, the next town, whatever. Yeah. They don't have to fly, to be able to get there, and they're a lot cheaper. I mean, because I was looking at like super fancy buses that would they got leather seats and all the stuff and there's more space to be able to get up and walk around than there is in a private jet. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And you're still looking under $2 million.
It would be, dude, a $2 million coach like that is
ridiculous.
Coach, dude.
Yes. And it's so much cheaper to run.
But you're still talking about $2 million for transportation.
Yes. It is stupid. It is stupid. Oh. But if you had, that's a gigantic cost savings. Okay. You could, if you need to do it cheap,
Yeah.
There's a lot of old church vans, and if you had some humility, right?
I got to get myself a super hopped up donkey, and we're going to go 100 miles an hour across the desert on my super hopped up donkey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, but it could cut it way down, and obviously you don't need a hangar and all the other special.
Well,
whatever.
Okay, here's the deal though. If you have a plane like that, you do have to have a hangar.
Right.
You have to keep it out of the weather. You can't it's like, I got a Ferrari, I parked it in my yard.
Right.
No, dude, you can't do that. I get it, but
right. But here's the thing. You still don't need to own a plane. Let's say you have to have a private jet. Mm-hmm. Did you know that there are like partial shares you can buy of private jet ownership?
Yeah.
And somebody else has,
right.
Like the maintenance, all that stuff is all figured in, but you divide the expense, by 8 ways or 12 ways or whatever, and you make it so much more.
And you're trying to sell this plane thing. I still think it's a bad idea.
Oh, the plane thing's dumb.
Even sharing the amount of money that it takes.
Oh yeah,
is still excessively exorbitant. Dude, fly first class if you want to.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You could have the lounge and go and have a nice beverage and a burger and fries while you're waiting for your plane, and then get in first class and have a filet mignon when you're in flight.
Right.
Super cool.
Right.
Still save a metric ton of money, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Well, okay. We also had the verse. There was a verse that I brought up that I thought, man, this seems like it. And it's 2 Timothy 3:8 and following. It says, these teachers oppose the truth just as Jannes and Jambres opposed Moses. They have depraved minds and a counterfeit faith.
Yes, definitely.
But they won't get away with this for long. Someday, everyone will recognize what fools they are, just as with Jannes and Jambres.
Okay, so Jannes and Jambres, those were a couple of the musicians from the court of Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Okay, and so... so that now you know who they were. What I did look up, okay, a couple different things that I want to talk about. Native missionaries. Okay, so we were talking about circuit riders.
Yeah.
And actual transportation. There's a number of different nonprofits out there. So if you want to actually pay for transportation from a real pastor who's going to go to real churches, to give the gospel to people who, haven't heard before, or on the frontiers of Christianity, let's say, in Africa or India or whatever. You can donate $2,000, or even if you can't, you could donate part of that to be able to buy a motorcycle for them to be able to go and basically do the circuit. They can, even buying them a bicycle. There are pastors who go to multiple different churches and preach, and bicycle is the transportation.
Yeah.
They can go and do, more or farther away if they're on motorcycle.
Right.
Okay. This guy isn't going to the unreached. He's going to, special churches that align up with his prosperity gospel, whatever. He's not going to the rough neighborhoods, the inner city. He's ministering to people, a certain demographic who will give him money. That's ministering to them. I will use gigantic air quotes because
fleecing the flock is not the same as ministry.
No, it's not.
Whatever.
Yeah, because it is completely fleecing. Okay, so yes, do not send him your money. Do not send money for private jets. Do not do that. That's just a waste. That's just a waste. Do not pay, for ridiculous luxuries of pastors, right? I've been a pastor. I love pastors. Okay. I want them to be able to, it's not a comfortable life, period. They can have, a little bit, of comfort, at home. Like, obviously they don't need ridiculous chandeliers and whatever. I know of, good pastors, and they had Buicks and, Toyotas, whatever. All fine. All fine, right?
Well, and there's nothing wrong with like if a wealthy member of the congregation wants to treat them to like a Alaska fishing tour or something.
Sure.
Man, bring them on. Take them somewhere cool. Help them do something fun.
Yeah. If Pastor Appreciation Month is October, love your pastor. Love your pastor. We will talk about in the future if your church does, X, Y, and Z run.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you have a good pastor, appreciate them.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And then also too, as far as what you're doing with your ministry funds, give to your legitimate local church, and also, so if you can do ministry, do it. Support ministry that you're actually doing, rather than like vicariously through somebody who's doing the jet set, whatever. Right? What was your benefit for going to Russia?
Just helping the church and reaching out to kids that otherwise probably wouldn't ever hear it.
Yeah.
We took rock and roll music and played concerts for free, and
it was Christian rock, and
trying to reach out in a way they've never heard before.
Yes.
Just so they'd hear it.
Yeah. So they'd hear the gospel,
Yeah.
For the first time. I was doing missions work in Scotland. And so I would be out at night, in the evening, in front of a bunch of shops in Kinmiley's Inverness. And that's where the kids would go and hang out, and just going and talking with them. And, let's talk about the gospel. I'll talk to you about whatever else you want to talk about. You want to talk about cars? You want to talk about this, that, the other? I'll eventually bring it back to the gospel, but hey, let's have conversations. Let's do that. Let's do that. There's so much just to go and do. And if you can go overseas, I think there's something that's amazing there. Just getting out of your own environment.
Yeah.
People are more freed up. Like, maybe they're scared to share with their neighbor next door, but they're way more free in going, I don't have, like, if I goof this up, I'm not going to be seeing these people again. So I don't have to worry about, like, it being my neighbors hating me. Right. So then all of a sudden, like, I can just share freely what Jesus would want me to share, and love on people like Jesus would want me to love, and the freedom to be able to go and do and experience. This summer with our church, there's a group of men who, I want to say it's Kenya I want to say that's right, and it's the Great Rift Valley, and so they're going to go with backpacks and motorcycles, taking the gospel out past the end of the road.
Wow.
Yeah, which would be a lot of fun. I would love to go and do that. Just like nothing would excite me more. Like that is people talk about apostles and whatever, right? And you have the actual, like, the apostles, the real disciples.
Yeah.
But what they did, the real, apostles, they took the gospel where it didn't go before.
Yeah.
Right. So, Paul was taking it to all sorts of different places, Thomas, et cetera.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but in that same, and I'll say, spirit, taking the gospel where it hasn't gone before.
Yeah.
Not preaching it to, people already have internet.
Yeah.
already get it so easily. Right. And so, I think that's super exciting. You can give in cost effective ways. You can give yourself, you can, give, like I said, to your local church. Again, legitimate and with legitimate churches as well. And we'll talk about this. You can see how the giving is given.
There's some accountability.
There is accountability there, right?
Yeah.
At the church that I'm at, it's printed. It's printed and it's tacked up on a bulletin board, and everybody can see what the giving is and how it's used. And that's important when you have that transparency there, and that it's going to be doing a good thing.
Yeah.
So then you can give, like I said, for native missionaries, Africa, India. There's all sorts of wonderful church planting that's going on in these places, and your dollar goes farther than it does here, right? Yeah. Being somebody who wanted to go and do missions, and I did do missions, they were talking about in missions classes, unfortunately with, Western missionaries. We were like elephants. Yeah. Like the amount of stuff that we thought that we needed to take to the mission field and all the backing and whatever was way more expensive. And I forget there was the next steps down, where instead of being elephants, then you're getting into the camels or whatever, as far as like what their footprint was and how much stuff that they needed, and then you have people that were like, with their margins so thin, but that's much more, of what their speed is in their country. Just happy to go and serve and do. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think, Jesus has invited us to do those good works that he's prepared for us. And I'm 100% certain that given to Jesse Duplantis is not one of those good works. So
no, it's not.
If you don't. Just don't.
Just don't.
Don't
do it. Don't do it. He's not getting any of my money. He doesn't need a nickel from me.
No.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So that was pretty great. I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to have to say in the comments. So please feel free.
Please do.
To talk in the comments, ask us questions. And if you want to suggest anything for future topics like this, we would love to hear it. And as we always say, if you heard us say anything stupid, remember, don't blame Jesus. That was our fault. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yes.